Hey guys, I am in the market for a new gas log set, and come to find out, there are a lot of options and decisions that I need to make. So I called in an expert. This is my friend Logan. Now he knows everything there is to know about gas logs and accessories. Can you help me out here?
Absolutely. These things themselves are very simple. It seems like there are a lot of options, but it's really just little differences.
All right, let's take a look.
This is a natural gas burner.
Okay, so this is what sits in the bottom of the fireplace?
Absolutely. Your logs and everything else stacks right on top. This is what is typically going to be referred to as match light ignition.
Okay, I saw that in the drop down.
Absolutely. Now this is only for natural gas, not for propane, but it is bar none the simplest ignition method that you can have.
So this is the one where I turn the key on the fireplace and then hold some fire to it.
We usually use one of those stick lighters with the trigger and the little projection.
Yeah.
Very safe, a little bit more manual.
Okay. Well, okay, so what does this go to?
This actually leads gas directly to the burner. It'll be attached to the stub coming out of the side of your fireplace with a flex hose.
Okay. Now, do I connect that?
Never. Only plumbers or other licensed gas professionals install gas log sets.
A plumber like a regular house plumber?
Absolutely. Lots of people are a little weirded out by the plumber part. You have to keep in mind that plumbers don't work with water. Plumbers work with pipes.
Huh, I never thought of it that way. So what is this we're looking at?
This is a manual safety pilot. One step up from match light. You'll have the same burner, and you'll attach this pilot kit to it. It's got a knob for on, pilot, and off. It controls gas flow to this pilot light.
So is this kind of like on my hot water heater?
Exactly the same.
Okay.
It's got a thermocouple that knows when the pilot is lit, and the pilot light itself actually ignites this burner. The safety part is that no gas comes out of this box unless it knows that pilot light is lit and ready to ignite that gas.
So I have to light this. Do I keep it lit all the time?
You would do. You're going to light it once a year when it's winter. You'll run it just with the knob, and then when the season is over and you're not going to use your gas log set anymore, just turn it off.
So turn it off here at the box, or do I have to blow it out?
No, right here at the box. Just turn that knob to off.
So if I accidentally switch it to off during the year, then I would have to relight the pilot?
Takes about 15 seconds, but yeah.
Okay. Now where does this part live in the fireplace?
This is all going to be positioned back behind the burner. You won't see any of this mechanism, and this box is usually pushed off to the side, right up near the front of the fireplace where you can still get at that knob. It tries to be as unintrusive as possible.
So, okay, so once this is hooked up and the pilot's lit, when I want to start the fire, I just switch it to on.
Absolutely.
And otherwise, when I'm done with the fire, I switch it back to pilot.
Absolutely. And when you're done with it entirely, just turn the knob to off and forget about it for a while.
That's pretty easy.
It really is.
Okay, Logan, so I see some of the same pieces here, but there's a few new ones.
You're not wrong about that. This is just one extra piece on top of what we had before. Same parts. Match light with just the burner.
Right.
Manual safety pilot kit with the addition of a remote receiver as well. So now instead of turning the knob, it's all in the remote.
Oh, I like that.
It's very simple.
So what is this? So what is this piece?
This is the actual receiver for the remote signal.
So you just switch it off, does what?
Well, it'll turn the set off.
No. Okay, so then if I have it switched to off, then the remote won't work, but I can still light it from the pilot kit?
Absolutely. The idea being if your dog makes off with the remote, you can still use the set.
Clever. So then obviously switch to remote, it works with the remote, and then what's on?
In case you don't feel like messing with the knob, you can still turn it on with just the remote receiver.
Oh, that's awesome. And then this is the remote, huh?
Absolutely. Not a
On
whole
and
lot
off.
to it. Very basic. Yeah, right?
Well, do I have to like get close and point it directly at the thing?
You don't. The nice thing about these, it's not an IR receiver, it's a radio receiver. As long as you're in range, maybe 30 feet, you can turn your set off. The other plus side is that means you can hide it wherever you want.
Oh, that's very cool. So I can just keep it next to my door, so when I walk into the room, I can just be all cool and light it right up.
As cool as that is, yes, you can.
Let's go try it. So that was the simple on-off remote, but there's also a choice for a variable flame remote. What does that mean?
Well, it's not a whole lot different. You're still dealing with most of the same pieces. You'll have burner, pilot light, the remote receiver. The remote itself is going to be a little different, and the motor that drives the thing's a little different too. Whereas the first just gave you on and off, the variable flame will let you adjust flame height as well as turn it on and off.
Oh, so with this one, if I hit low, it's that kind of low, glowing, romantic sort of fire. Or if I hit high, it's a nice, roaring, warm fire.
And you don't even have to get up to do it.
Oh, I like that.
I know, it's very nice.
Okay, so there's more stuff here. What are we looking at, Logan?
This is one step up. Remember, it's just stuff on top of stuff. You still have your burner, your pilot kit, the manual safety pilot boxes, and even a remote. This is the electronic on-off remote system. This is what's typically going to be called a non-standing pilot.
Yeah, I see that with my pilot, before it was just the little Y piece in one of these, but now there's an extra.
There is. This is the electronic starter. Non-standing means that the pilot light doesn't stay on like that other set does.
So I don't have to light the pilot with this one.
This thing takes care of all of that for you.
Oh.
You press the on button and it'll do this little sparker, that tick, 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 like in the range in your house.
Ah, or like my gas grill.
Exactly the same.
Okay.
It'll light the pilot for you and it'll stay on while the set is on. But when you press that off button on the remote, pilot flame goes
So
out.
then there's no gas moving. It stops
Exactly that.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool. Now, these little boxes that go with it, can I put them on a shelf, or do they need to sit in the fireplace with my gas logs?
You will need to leave them in the fireplace. There's
Okay.
just connections that you can't run too terribly far out. You've got a wire for the signal to go back and forth. It's a little big, but you gotta make space.
So then I really need to make sure that I measure carefully and leave enough space for them, right?
Always, but especially for these.
Okay, cool. And then it's still the same remote with the on-off?
All the same stuff.
That's really easy. The best part is that I don't have to light it.
Absolutely. For a lot of folks that can't get into there to light their pilot light once a season, this is the perfect solution.
Okay, so again, now, can I install this myself, or what's the best way to go about that?
You're still going to want to have a licensed plumber or other gas professional come to put this in for you. No
Okay.
messing with gas.
So I can just look up a plumber in the Yellow Pages,
Sure.
or someone who comes recommended.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the same plumber that I could call for my bathroom, I can call for this.
You can indeed, yeah.
All right, because the plumber deals with pipes, not water.
It's true.
All right, I'm learning.